Yogis, welcome to your Maya Align practice with me today. Today's practice is see beyond what you see. You'll need a strap or a belt for today's practice. That's going to come in handy for quite a few of the postures. And our peak posture that we're practicing or preparing for is a Surya Yantra, a sundial pose. And your Surya Yantra, the sundial pose, is one that provides us with a big obstacle, which is ourselves, a deep rotation of the spine, and a big hamstring release and stretch. We'll need to be grounded, we'll need to be stable, and we'll need to have both strength through the upper body and a loose softening through the hips. I did wear for my practice today my sun shirt for you for sundial, but it's a little bit chilly, so we'll see if we warm up. For now, feel free to stay nice and warm if you have your jumper on, and even if you have your socks on, feel free to keep those on and just stay really nice and warm to begin. It's important that you do stay warm to assist in the release of the postures. If you get warm throughout the practice at all, then feel free to release out of your jumper, socks, etc. Otherwise, stay cozy. If you're not cozy, grab a jumper or a blankie now. And we're going to begin with our opening mudra, which is our Ganesha Mudra. Now, Ganesha Mudra is traditionally taken from a Padmasana, and when Ganesha is often depicted in either the statues or the paintings, etc., you'll find him sitting in a half Padmasana. So feel free today to take your seated opening breathwork and mudra in a half or a full Padmasana. If you were to take a half Padmasana, it might look a little like this, an open release. A full Padmasana, you take the outer blades of both feet and nestle them in nice and high upon the thigh. Allow the knees to drape open, allow the spine to elongate and extend the crown towards the sky. For today's Ganesha Mudra, we'll simply be taking 3 rounds of breath only on each side, 1 full cycle each side. Taking both your palms now and looking at the left and the right. The left palm is going to be facing out, the back of the hand closest to the heart. The right palm facing in, and you'll be allowing the palms to meet, sliding the fingertips out, taking a grip. Monkey grip style, remaining thumbs, remaining elements stay elevated, the Agni, the fire. We're going to be settling this for just a moment at our center, at our midline, right in front of the heart, and closing down the eyes and considering our intention for today's practice. Today's intention is to be set around an obstacle that is currently in your life. Now, it may be a person, a place, a situation that you've found yourself in or that has found you that currently feels like a block. We're going to be setting that block, that person, that perceived obstacle between the hands, something that you see before you, something that you see within your mind's eye, and then create a seal with these Agni elements, the fire elements upon the hands, the knuckles, the fists, sealing that here within the middle of your hands. And we're going to be creating some tension and really squeezing this obstacle out of the way. Finding the elbows up in alignment with the shoulders, we're going to take a deep inhale and pull and create pressure between the palms and the hands. Let's inhale and try to peel the hands open, creating an equal and even force. As you take a long, slow releasing exhale, create space between the hands once more, slowly softening off the grip. Twice more, inhale, crushing your obstacle between your hands. Exhale, soft release, soften the grip, but maintain that elevation. Final breath this side, inhale, As you inhale and create tension, we feel the contraction through the body. We feel the pressure within ourselves. Slowly release that pressure. Slide the palms, take the twist, the swivel, find prayer, and continue on. Sliding the fingertips out, left palm now to meet the body. Face the body, right palm facing away. Create your seal, locking in that obstacle once more. Your final 3 rounds of breath here before you release out of the shoulders. Take an inhale and peel the hands apart using the pressure and strength of yourself. And slowly release the exhale and feel into a softening. Feel into a gentle release. 2 more breaths, yogis. Inhale. Imagining that obstacle is before you. Imagining that obstacle is in the palms of your hands, in your fingertips, finding that grip, that pull. Release and soften. The obstacle still remains, yet it becomes a whole lot less difficult, a whole lot less challenging. Your final breath, inhale, peeling the hands apart. Slowly releasing the tension, the grip, the force. Slide the hands, feel into your press, soften the shoulders, the elbows, the gaze, and the chin. Yogis, firmly setting your intention right here at your heart center now as we have worked to activate your Anahata chakra right here. Opening your heart and calling in a softening for those obstacles that we can see, that are often all we can see before us, that are blinding us. Soften and become a little less intense as we give them a little less power. Let's slowly release the prayer and so slowly release out of your Padmasana. We're going to take the soles of the feet to the mat and find a little windscreen wiper action with these legs. Just keep that strap handy, taking it just off to the side. Releasing, and as if you've been like me sitting in Padmasana, your knees, your hips, your ankles will be feeling a little stiff. And it's interesting to note that so often our postures on the mat are symbolic of the seat that we take off the mat. And as you find movement and flow and increase that range, notice the freedom already that you begin to experience by moving through this little bit of pain and discomfort. And if you'd been in a position where you were passing judgment as you immediately released out of your seat from that Padmasana, you might feel as though your joints, your body, your muscles, your ligaments are a little bit of an obstacle too. Take it 1 more rotation, but know that that pressure that you were feeling, that pain that you were feeling, draw your seat to rise, outer blades of the feet in to connect, and find yourself sitting in a Baddha Konasana, peeling open the feet. That pain, that pressure that we were feeling into, that little bit of discomfort, is something that is so beneficial for us. And if we lean into that, the gifts that contains, the excess blood flow, even just from a biomechanical level, even just from a chemical level, the increased flow, and then therefore also the increased calling of nutrients to those joints. So many gifts. And peeling open your Baddha Konasana. We're going to be taking 3 flowing breaths forward to begin releasing our spine. As you inhale, maintain that grip around the feet, find the spine long, and as you exhale, pour the body forwards, rounding out through the low back, the neck, releasing through the thoracic, hang the head. As you inhale, swaying and finding a release through to the back of the room. Inhale, scoop through center. Exhale, pour it forwards. Inhale as you slowly unravel the spine and draw back through your seat, feeling into that rocking action. Exhale, pour forwards. Inhale, draw back to your seat. Finding the spine nice and tall, long and strong once more. So beautiful. Yogis, if you can remember which side you took your Padmasana, we're going to be taking that, the opposing side, just once more in that full double Padmasana now. And often when you go into it, that'll help you work out if it's the same side or the opposing side. Yep, there we go. Opposing side. Once you found your opposing Padmasana, you're going to be taking a bind today. And this is where the strap might already come in handy, so have that nice and close. You'll feed one hand around the low back, and you might find a reach of one toe. Feed the other hand around, and maybe you'll have reach of the other toe, or maybe you're just going with one today. Either way, we check in with this initial bind, and you can alternate and check in each side. And you should find you'll be able to reasonably comfortably grab one side. And either way, we're working with the single sides. We're just doing the check for the double. If you're not quite there with the single side, grab the strap. Loop that around one foot. Feed the opposing arm around and find that grip. And find that connection to the strap using the hand, and that remaining hand is going to pour you into a spinal twist. As you take your spinal twist, we'll slowly be feeding that hand down the strap to ever so slowly creep that hand, that arm that's in the lumbar spine, a little closer to meet the bind for that single side Padmasana. Gazing over the shoulder. And so I've taken the strap over my right foot. Therefore, it is also my right hand that takes my right foot. My left hand is my guide, my aid, to help elongate the spine and also create that twist. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. And with each inhale, find some extra length through the spine. With each exhale, taking that twist a little further and walking the hands up the strap a little higher. One final breath, yogis. And exhale, take the twist. Slowly draw it back through center, and we'll take the opposing foot. And if you're in a single side Padmasana and one is released, we'll be taking it now. If you've been working the same side as me, we'll be working the left hand and the left foot. Left hand sweeps around the lumbar spine and take a bind, finding a connection upon the foot. And you might have that connection upon the foot fairly comfortably with that single side. If that single side's not accessible with the bind, and I typically take a grip around the big toe, but it's entirely up to you how you find your bind. If not, grab onto the strap. Right hand draws to the sky to find some length, some space. And now that left knee acts as your instrument to be able to assist you to deepen. As you take that twist and that rotation, you'll walk your hand a little further around to deepen that bind, to deepen that grip upon the strap, the belt, or maybe your foot. 3 breaths here as you inhale, find length through the spine. And as you exhale, deepening the twist. 2 more breaths. Inhale, soften. Exhale, feel into that rotation. Final breath, yogis. Slowly releasing the strap, the belt, the foot, square it off, and release out of your single or double Padmasana. It's the last time we'll be taking that full seated double Padmasana today. If your feet are feeling a little raw, give them a little rotation at the ankles, feeling into some internal rotations and then some external rotations too. And with each of our joints, if we're not using their full range, if we're not stoking that fire of each little point and pocket of the joints, the ligaments, the muscles, they do tend to become a little cold. They do tend to stiffen, but that doesn't mean that's not accessible. If you can't see something, it doesn't mean it's not there. Yogis, we're going to be taking now a release to the side body. So we'll all head to the right side. Have that strap nice and handy again just beside you, as you may need to come back to that. And you'll be taking that right elbow down to the mat as if you were getting really quite comfortable here, which you will be, somewhat so. Resting upon the right elbow, we'll be taking that right leg beneath you, and the shin will run parallel with the end of your mat. And from here, that left knee, we're just going to draw it into a gentle little hug. And you can readjust as you need to soften in and to sink into that elbow. And from here, you're going to be taking a grip on the outer blade of that foot, or a pistol grip, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to be checking in with initial hamstring length and range and just finding a hamstring release here. And if your hammies are a little tight today and that's a little intense, take the strap, wrap it around your foot, and take the grip from here. Either way, taking a nice gentle hamstring release, and we'll take a pulsing sensation there as you work through with each breath. Inhale, soften at the elbow, and then as you exhale, soften at the hamstring. Playing with that little bit of tension, that little bit of contraction. Final breath. Find a bend at the knee and drawing that left foot down to meet the mat now. And we'll open that knee, opening the window with the left hand. And take a little rock and roll over the outer blade of that foot now. One final time as you take this little release, all preparing. Beautiful. And from here, you'll find your pistol grip once more. Take the hamstring stretch overhead. Then you're going to be readjusting as you find that bend to set that left calf and leg over that left shoulder. So you'll be wearing your leg like a handbag. From here, we're going to roll over and find that left foot connecting to the mat. And you can make a few little adjustments here. So we want to get that left shoulder deeply underneath that left leg. So you can use your right hand to do so from your right elbow, assisting. And once you've found your way into that little release, you can draw back to your seat or find your way back to your elbow. Whatever's comfortable for you to find that left leg all the way up on top of your left shoulder. You're going to give yourself a little hug and just wrap that left hand over the ankle. From here, a gentle little rock, just releasing through the pelvis, releasing into that gentle spinal twist. And then taking an extension from here. Your extension from here with the hamstring overhead. As you release that hamstring, you can find a release with that left arm and draw it in to find an internal rotation with the wrist and hang the hand behind. If you were seated, we could also add a bind from here. We're just looking to take that hamstring a little further than where you had before in the hamstring stretch and add in a bind. It should feel a little deeper through the hamstring. We'll take that twice more, release and hang the leg nice and heavy. You can release and check back in, readjust, setting that left calf right up on top of the shoulder. You can release out of the elbow and draw all the way down to find yourself completely comfortable here upon the side body. And from here, taking that bind, and you can hook your hand beneath your top of your left quad if you like, and finding that extension once more, drawing that left leg to open, feeling deeply into that release through the left side hamstring. Slowly releasing out, and we're taking that just the once more. setting that left leg up. And you can even use that right hand to set it up nice and high over the shoulder. From here, finding the bind, releasing the hand, and taking that release and that stretch once more. Release the bind. Hang the hamstring. Take the hand to the outer blade of that foot. And we'll come back to that initial hamstring stretch. That should feel a whole lot looser and should have provided you with a whole lot more space through that left hammy already. Let's take a bend at the knee, allow the heel to slide, and slowly draw back to rise. Extending that left leg, and we'll be reaching for the strap now, finding a Janu Shirshasana on this left side. Coming into our revolution, and you should feel a whole heap of warmth and contraction already now through that right side of ribs, low back, low belly, that whole side body. And we'll be mirroring and matching that in just a moment. Before we do, let's loop that strap over the left leg, keeping the shoulders and the pelvis for this one not squared off over that left leg, but over the midline between your left and right knee. So with the knee peeled open, the sole of your right foot is meeting your inner thigh. From here, left arm is going to take a walk down the leg, left hand, assessing whether the strap will be beneficial for you or not. And if you've got the grip on the strap, that's perfect. If you don't need the strap today and you want to be working with the foot, then again you can take that pistol grip. Or if you do want to start playing with rotations, we'll take an internal rotation to take the inner blade of the foot. Wherever you are playing today, strap, foot or toe, find your variation, your version. From here, we're going to be taking an open twist and using the grip or your position upon the foot to assist here. And as you hang the head and really feel into this beautiful big twist, we're staying for the 3 breaths, and with each one, finding a softening from left hand to right, finding a softening through the rib cage, and finding a twist in the lumbar spine. Beautiful. And as you exhale, we're going to release that right hand now and take it into the lumbar spine. And as you hang and that right arm into the lumbar spine, drawing a soft bend into that left elbow, pulling the forehead down towards the knee. Ardha Paschimottanasana. Inhale, draw to rise. Same positioning, but little adjustment now. We're going to be taking a single side Lotus with that right foot now, drawing across the body and setting it up on top of the thigh. Now, if this half Padmasana is a little intense for your knee, if there's any knee problems at all, stay in that Vrksasana style position. Otherwise, it also feels really, really nice just to provide that knee a little bit of support. And you find if you set up a block or a book or even a bolster just beneath that right knee, then that can feel really good too. We're going to be coming back into that exact same posture we just took, but before you find your forward fold, that right hand once more to the low back. You'll assist it with your left and find your bind using either the strap, and you can extend the strap here and loop it over both feet using the one strap. You don't need two. Taking your right hand to your right foot or the strap around your right foot. Feed your left hand down the length of your left leg and take the strap or the inside of your left foot. From here in your half Padmasana, we're taking a Parivrita, a revolved position in your half Padmasana, in your bind, maybe finding a grip on both feet. finding a grip on the inner blade of both feet and feeling into that beautiful, beautiful twist. Working once more with the breath. As you take that inhale, can you feel into the obstacle that is there? Whether it be your belly, your shoulder, your hamstring, your hip. We're all going to have an obstacle of some description. Nobody's missing those obstacles, and maybe for today it's just your breath. Final breath here. But whatever that obstacle, can you soften in? Can you see beyond that obstacle? Releasing the grip of that right foot, releasing the grip of the left. Deep stretch, so please take your time to soften and release out of this one. Release the strap. And yogis, we're going to be slowly releasing out of that lotus as well. As you draw that left knee in, allowing the foot to plant, give yourself a little hug and a squeeze on that left leg. We've been preparing this left hamstring, the rotation, but also that right pelvis for our sundial. Let's feed now that right foot just beneath that left hamstring and rock your weight across onto the right sit bone. From here, taking a hug and a squeeze, you can take a grip of that knee and find length through the spine, assisting by tenting through those right fingertips. With the spine nice and tall, long and strong, we'll take the same side once more as we prepare for our sundial. Left fingertips, take the pistol, grip at the left foot, or maybe the inner blade once more. Same as we just did with support, but now we're taking it from our seat. And finding that elongation, finding the balance, and maybe opening up here to that open twist. So beautiful. We're going to slowly switch hands, yogis, and as you draw that left hamstring across the body, taking that right hand now to find a grip on the outer blade of that left foot. Opposing side now, as you peel the body open, left hand reaches towards the back of the room. Handy, I've got a wall there to assist with my rotation. If you have a couch, a wall, a prop of any description, use that too. Square off the sit bones now and feel into that even balance of left and right sit bone upon the floor. Releasing out of that twist, we're going to be drawing back to center, taking a bend at the knee, and now finding that positioning of that left leg up on top of that left shoulder. Keep a hold and a grip with the right arm as you release the left fingertips out to the side. That left sit bone should have lifted now, so if not, take a little walk and feel into that release. We're now taking a grip on the outer blade of that left foot and slowly coming back to that hamstring release. As you find the hamstring released, you can walk those left fingertips up to feel into a revolution here, a release through the hamstring, grounding and balancing through the right sit bone, tenting the left fingertips, and taking the gaze under that right armpit. And you're here for 3 breaths, so if you fall out, come straight back in. It's a deep, deep hamstring stretch and rotation. Should feel beautiful through that right side of your body now. Stay for 1 more breath. And we'll slowly release out of this one, drawing that left leg back in. Allow the sole of the foot to meet the mat. And draw both knees back in to give yourself a beautiful big hug and squeeze. Maybe you hang the head heavy here and rest the forehead upon your knees. Yogi, so many postures there. The good news is That left hamstring, that right side body is complete. Let's take it across to the other side. No escaping this obstacle. You're halfway through and completely unbalanced. So flowing with me now to the opposite side. I'm going to be taking now our body down to the left side. Have that strap just in front of you in preparation. And we'll feel our way initially to rest upon the left elbow. And finding that rest on the left elbow and the left hand. Your left leg now aligning that shin with the back end of the mat. And then from there, the right foot will draw to rise. And we'll take a grip on the toe, finding pistol grip. And find an extension. Nice little hamstring release. Oh, I've got two beautiful big pops of my hip then. Feels so good when you get those releases. Working 3 breaths here to soften the elbow and draw the hamstring into a slightly deeper opening. As you exhale, we practice that softening through our breath. We practice that softening through our muscles, our joints. One final range here with the hamstring. Beautiful. Take a bend and slowly hanging that one down. And we'll allow that right foot to meet the mat. Rock out to the outer blade now of that right foot as you take an external rotation through that right hip and feel into 3 little sways with that right side. And you can stay up here on the forearm or feel free at any point to drop down and support the head if that feels more comfortable for you. I'm opening through that knee. Beautiful. And from here, whatever position you are, drawing once more. And this time taking that right knee up on top of the right shoulder. To find that little hug, that little squeeze, you can drape that right hand over the right knee and find a gentle little rock. Maybe some circular motions with the hip, with the knee. It's going to be micro. Feeling into that little bit of movement, feeling into that little bit of a rock and roll. Wherever you are, big obstacle in front of us. The release of this hamstring. Wherever you are from here, I like to take this one from my forearm. I'm going to be drawing from whatever position you're in to take an extension now with that right hamstring. Now you can take a grip on the heel. You can drop that arm and take that rotation and feel into the bind. Or you can simply take a grip on the hip and the hamstring. Either way, you're using that right arm, not as an obstacle that's in the way of the leg, but as a tool. Take a release, hang the leg, find a readjustment, and we'll take that twice more, knowing that what we see and what's perceived is the obstacle. That for my hamstring to release, my shoulder's in the way, my arm's in the way, but it's there to assist you. Take your second round, feeling into that length through the hamstring as you feel into that extension, adjusting that lower leg as you need for support. Taking whatever bind or extension feels good for you, maybe taking that internal rotation at the right shoulder and your bind of that right hand behind the head. Feel into a release. Final time, our reset. And resetting, finding that right knee over the right shoulder. Hamstring release. Last time that side. And slowly release out now. So well done. Maybe the right foot meets the mat as you draw to rise, finding your way back to your seat. And take an extension. Right leg now extends out. Positioning and setting yourself up for your Janu Shirshasana through the right side. Already feeling that beautiful warmth come through that left side body, feeling into the low back and that beautiful, beautiful big kind of burning sensation that's right there through the left side. Sole of the left foot into the inner arch of the left foot into the inner thigh of the right leg. And from here we'll be taking that right arm to run the length of that right leg and either taking the strap around the foot to find your grip and opening, peeling into that open twist or that internal grip upon the inner blade of that right foot. As you inhale, create space across the body, feel into that counter, release for that left side. Oh, a couple more cracks and pops, feels amazing. I hope you're getting them too. One more breath here. Ah, so beautiful. And from here, drawing back down, we're going to be finding that Padmasana now and taking the left foot now up on top of that right thigh. And as you do, maybe once more provide that support beneath the left knee, a block, a bolster, a folded blanket, or allow it to simply hang. Strap nice and handy if you know you want it for the bind, for your foot, or for your extension for the hamstring. Left arm sweeps all the way around and takes a grip upon that left foot, maybe if that's accessible. Right side finds length. And if that right foot's not quite accessible, then allow the strap to wrap that left foot and take a grip upon the strap there. The remaining length of that strap you can also use to wrap around the right foot, as we're going to be drawing down to take our spinal twist here as well and hamstring release. Finding your options with your binds. If you're working with hands upon feet, you're looking at the inner blades of the feet so to assist you into this deep rotation. Inhale. And as you exhale, deepen the twist. As you inhale, allow the breath to find and create more space. And as you exhale, we deepen that twist. One more breath, yogis. Let's slowly draw back, releasing the bind and releasing the grip. As you slowly release that Padmasana on the left side, we'll draw that right foot in, giving yourself a beautiful big hug and squeeze now on the right side. The left foot draws beneath that right leg and just nestles into the base of that right hamstring. And from here, yogis, we're going to be taking that positioning and finding that hug and squeeze once more. And already as you draw that right heel in, you should feel that weight adjust to lift out of the right sit bone, feeling the load into the left. From here, open side, taking pistol grip upon, with that right hand upon your right toes, finding an extension of that hamstring. And you might counterbalance with that tenting of the fingertips. And then release with the balance, opening, finding that grounding release towards the back of the room. Slowly peeling your way across and taking the left hand now to the outer blade of the right foot. As you take it across the body, draw to square off and nestle both sit bones evenly on the mat. Drawing into closed twist now. Wall nice and handy once more. Gazing over right shoulder. Let's draw back to center. And from here, taking a bend at the knee, draw it in. And we'll take the right arm now underneath and set ourselves up for our sundial. Right leg up on top of right shoulder. Releasing out of those right fingertips to tent and pressing you up onto that left sit bone. From here, we grab the outer blade of our right foot with our left arm, creating that circuit, that bind. And as you take the hamstring into a release overhead and find length, we're taking the gaze under that left armpit. So you're sitting on your left sit bone now, only. Right one has spaciousness, tenting through those right fingertips, pressing away from you and allowing you to lift up out of the sit bone. Taking that rotation at the spine, gazing through the window. We're here for one more breath, so if you've fallen out, come back in. Flexing that foot. And then when you feel ready, slowly take a bend at the knee and drawing back in. Release the foot to the mat. And let's take the other sole of the foot to the mat. Give yourself a beautiful big hug and squeeze. Yogis, you have done so well. Some super, super deep, deep postures there. We're going to find ourselves moving, creating a little bit of flow before we completely drop it down. Straps out of play. Your Padmasanas are done. Your fiery sundials are done. From here, you're going to be sitting simply in a Sukhasana, finding space between both feet, both knees. And we will have created a whole lot of tension here through our side body, maybe even more so than you realize. From here, releasing and unraveling the spine with some Sufi grinds. We're going to take the hands to the knees, take a grip and find the spine nice and long, reaching the crown towards the sky. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, right shoulder to right knee as you draw forwards and find a beautiful big rotation and release all the way across. Left shoulder, left knee. Take it to open through the back body and draw back right shoulder, right knee 4 more times. As you send it to the back of the room, we inhale. Exhale as you pour through the front. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, unravel, bringing the neck into play as well. Final 2 rounds. Maybe you open through the chin, releasing it to the sky. Exhale, hanging the head through center, taking that rotation, the entire length of your spine as you find one final beautiful big circle. And drawing all the way to the back body and finding your midline, your center point. Close down the eyes if you haven't already. Turn the palms down if you haven't already. Rest and feel into a moment of stillness. And with these eyes closed down, you can no longer see. But we see with more than our eyes. We see obstacles with our heart. We see obstacles in our mind. We feel these obstacles as blocks, and they block our energetic flow. Yogis, these obstacles that we see before us, can you see beyond them, or are they completely blocking your view, completely blocking the vision that you have? Can you see the gift that they have within them? Can you see the gift that is available and accessible once you work beyond them? The yogis gently blink open the eyes, and we're going to take that to the other side. Slowly drawing left shoulder towards the left knee, taking a rotation to the front body, and draw right shoulder to right knee. Sweeping action 5 times as you work with your breath. Take your time and slowly feed your way around that midpoint of your spine. Working with your breath, we inhale through the back body, exhale through the front body. 2 more rotations, really allowing it to feel good the entire length of your spine. And final rotation. All the way back, left shoulder to meet that left knee, and find your midpoint. Inhale, create length. Keep the eyes closed down, simply sitting with that long, tall spine. As you find yourself once more in stillness, can you come back to that intention that you set for yourself at the start of class? Can you feel into the obstacle that you were feeling before? And with our seat today, we'll be ruminating throughout our savasana in our seat. Yogis will be coming back to that Ganesha Mudra. And I want you to come back to that intention as you release the hands from the knees. Left palm faces away, back of hand closest to the heart. Right palm meets the left. Feel into that grip. Create the seal, locking in that intention once more. But this time simply nestling it in at your feet, at the cross of your legs, at your pelvis. The yogis, can you come back to that obstacle that first came to mind at the start of class? Can you find it right here and now, nestled between the palms of your hand? Does it feel hard and restricted? Does it feel like it blocks your view? Are you able to soften in, melt in with your intention? Feel in to that loose release, that loose hold that you have, that you once had. Can you see beyond it? Can you see the beauty, the joy, the gift and the benefits that it brings? And yogis, from your seat, keeping the eyes closed down, I want you to slowly draw that Ganesha Mudra back to the heart. Find the release of the grip, slide the fingertips out, take the rotation as you find prayer. Switch it to the other side and find your monkey grip once more. Seal once more and soften back into the seat of your pelvis once more. Take an inhale and feel that breath Fill your chest, your heart space, your belly. Filling into that space you have been able to create within you. Yogis, gently blink open the eyes. And let's release out of our Ganesha Mudra and find the hands in prayer. Yogis, thank you so much for sharing these challenging postures, the obstacles that are ourselves, our postures, the people in our lives, the positions that we find ourselves in. Thank you for sharing it all with me today. As you leave the four corners of your mat, I hope that you take these beautiful lessons with you, as the postures are always symbolic, the gestures symbolic, and the dharmas go beyond the mat. Thank you, yogis. Namaste.